Hi, and welcome to SimpleSpiritualityPH. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Regine. I am an intuitive, manifesting-based tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki healer and an overall lightworker. And before we dive into today's video, which is a reading for Jisoo of Blackpink for 2024, I would like to invite everyone who would like to receive notifications of my new videos to please hit the subscribe button right there. If you like this video later on, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment them down below. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me online for now, of course, here are the details. Alrighty, now before we begin, I'd also like to say that every Tuesday on my Instagram is Free Health Reiki Tuesday. Yes, you heard that right, Free Health Reiki Tuesday. And every Wednesday on my Instagram, my one question, one card reading is 50% off. So just go to @SimpleSpiritualityPH to avail of that. Every Tuesday is Free Health Reiki. Every Wednesday is 50% off on the one question, one card reading. Now, I also have a donation button. You girl, you know that I do this for a living, and I'm also a chef, but I also do this for a living. And if you would like to donate, if you would like to show some love in terms of support in that sense, I do have a link down below, and that is the only link where you can donate. All right. Thank you very much. Now let's start. Now I actually chose, the message that I got was to choose 3 cards. So this is going to be for Jisoo for 2024, right? So this is first going to be for her career. Then second is going to be for her life in general, like friends and family, her pursuits, her dreams, her aspirations, etc. And the third one is going to be for love. Now, before we begin, y'all know that I have to say this. We are reading current energies, which means that this can change at any time. These are not factual, all right? So the cards here that you see may be the cards for her forever. It may be the cards for her until 1 minute later. So things can always change, all right? Now, let's begin. What did we say this was? Oh, this was career. Okay. Interesting. All right. Interesting. Now, first off the bat, now, the first thing I see for Jisoo's career is that she's actually wanting to earn more money, which again is not a bad thing. Everyone thinks that earning money is bad, or it has a negative connotation to it, or like, you know, you're greedy and stuff like that, or it's evil and stuff like that. Actually, no. Money is energy. Everything around us is energy. I have money right here. I have my coins right here. It's not bad at all. If you're good at earning money, that's amazing. If you want to earn money, that's amazing. If you want more money, that's also great. Nothing is bad about that. Now, for Jisoo, I particularly enjoy that she wants to earn more money, because that means also that she's taking care of her financial situation. Her career right now, we're saying right now, is motivated. We can say that it's motivated by earning more money again, which is not terrible. It is not bad whatsoever. In fact, it is very, like, wanting to earn money and needing more money. Well, not really needing, wanting more money, wanting to earn money really shows that you have at least one motivation, right? You have something that you're looking forward to. You have something that you want to achieve, that you want to aspire to. And that's great. And so what I'm seeing here is, in terms of her career, because I know that she also set up her own company, correct? This year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Jisoo, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, please correct me down in the comment section if I am. But I think she did set up her own label this year. And so because of that, her career is moving towards a place where she can actually go for big money. That's like the closest, one of the closest possible futures for her for 2024. Her career is heading in a direction where it's really going for more money. She's going for more money. At the same time as well, it might be, so I'm reading these hands here, and I can it's kind of like I can interpret them in two scenarios. One scenario is she's going to be able to provide a lot of people with jobs, right? Because of her new endeavor, because of her new company, she might be able to provide people with new jobs, right? Her employees in general. And she's going to be like a source of money for them. But at the same time, I'm also seeing something very cautionary that, no, actually, you know what? Scratch that. Now that I've looked at it further, it doesn't feel that way anymore. It doesn't seem that way anymore. So, anyways, this card, or sorry, this particular scenario here is very much in love, you know, like it's done with love. The pursuit of money is done with love. It's probably because I want to assume, just based off of this card, right? I want to assume that her company, Blisu, is, or her agency rather, yes, company, her company, her company was born out of her passion. You know what I mean? If her passion is the artists themselves, if her passion is money, either way, you know, it is out of love. That it was born out of love. So for career, for Jisoo in terms of 2024, it's going to be a fruitful financial career for her. It's going to be growth for her as well. I see growth, like a holistic kind of growth for her because it's a new endeavor, right? Like I don't think she's ever been a CEO of anything that big just yet in her entire life. Being a CEO and being a K-pop idol they're very different tasks, you know. So she might be a rock star K-pop artist at her prime in Blackpink, but when it comes to being a CEO, it takes a learning curve, and so I see that she's going to be well trained, I would say, well trained in it. She's going to experience so many things along the way, but again, it's going to bring big money, and she's going to be able to provide a lot of people. She's going to be a source of money for a lot of people. All right. Now, next section, which is her friends, her family, life in general. Let's see what's in store for her in 2024. All right, the Four of Swords. Huh, very interesting. Such a stark difference from this and this, right? So, in terms of her friends, her family, and life in general, it seems like she's going to be taking a back seat. Like it's not her priority. It feels like they are things that she would much rather not think about, or much rather not. It basically, it's just not her priority. You know what I mean? They're there and they are pressing, like they want to see her. Like for example, she has friends, like maybe her friends want to see her, maybe they want to go out with her, maybe her family wants to spend more time with her, you know. In life there may be other things that she wants to attend to, like maybe, I don't know, but maybe she wants to maybe take up a new hobby and stuff like that. But it's really not her priority. For her, her main priority is really herself, which again is not bad. A lot of times we forget ourselves, we put other people first until we're drained. And then that's when people come to me for tarot readings and Reiki for rest and rejuvenation, because their energy gets drained out. If you don't know, Reiki is a Japanese healing modality which aims to restore your entire well being, you know, by balancing your chakras. So let's say, for example, just an example, okay? Let's say, for example, that you get sick all the time. Let's say, for example, you get colds all the time, you get coughs all the time. There might be an imbalance, or not really might be. There may be, most likely, like I'm 99.9% sure that there is an imbalance in your throat chakra that's compelling that's compelling your body to exhibit that as cough and colds. You know, perhaps you're bad mouthing people too much, or perhaps you're not saying enough, you're not defending yourself enough, perhaps you're not expressing yourself too much enough, sorry. Perhaps you are neglecting the things that you really want to do, because the throat chakra is the seat of your self-expression. It is the seat of your life's purpose, and you need to express that in your life, you know? So take a look. What is the source of your cough? I know it's germs, but that's the physical source. But what is the spiritual source behind that? You know, what is the energetic source behind that? Because everything is energy and it starts there before it moves on to the physical level, right? Now, back to Jisoo. So again, if she's not careful, she might have to have a Reiki session, you know? But it seems here that she is being careful. That's the reason for her distancing herself from her friends, her family, life in general, and just really focusing on herself. Like, what is happening to her in the now? And what does she want to focus on in the now? She knows that there are friends, there are family, there are other things in her life that she needs to address, that she needs to attend to. But it's also about priorities. You know, this is actually a healthy way of living when you really sort out your priorities and you know you have a lot of things important to you, right? And a lot of people important to you. But in general, okay, in general, you also have to discern, what will I do first? What will I put first? And in every situation, your first answer should always be, what would preserve me first? What I mean by preserve is, how can I show myself self-care? How can I put myself first in this situation? Now, a lot of people may think that, what about let's say, for example, you have children, right? Like, what about my children? What about my husband? What about my wife? What about my family members, my sister, my brother, you know, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, etc., and stuff like that? What about my pets? You know, yes, they need your care too. But you can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself. It's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, because it makes sense. It actually, logically, let's just take it out of the context of energy. Logically, it makes sense. If you don't have energy, how can you stand up? How can you think properly? How can you feed other people? How can you cook for other people? How can you take care of other people? You know, how can you be intuitive enough to know that other people need your help? You cannot. That's just the whole point. And this is what Jisoo is actually practicing right now. She is practicing how to be more intuitive to herself so that she can actually attend to other people. She can actually enjoy their time, enjoy their every interaction. So this is a happy card for me. It seems very it seems scary, not gonna lie, because of all of the swords, right? And it's a stark difference from here. This is a lot more joyful than this card, but it may be that she is at a point where she might be burning out a little bit, so she needs to take a little rest, right? And we here advocate rest. It's the only way you can recharge. Treat yourself first, you know, take care of yourself first, because it'll be impossible to take care of other people if you are drained emotionally, if you are drained mentally, if you are drained spiritually, and if you don't believe that, if you are drained physically. No one can help another person if they don't have enough energy to even stand up, right? So good job for Jisoo for choosing herself before other people. She knows that they're there. She does. Don't worry. She does, but she also needs to take care of herself first and foremost. That is the most important thing. All right. Now we're moving on to, I guess, what people are really excited about, the love part for 2024 for Jisoo. Alrighty. Interesting. Another set of swords. So it's all in a different color scheme, meaning it's all in different chakras as well. It's affecting, rather, different chakras. Now, when I mean affecting, it doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a bad thing. Affecting just means that it's affected, like it's touched, basically. Let me just take a sip of coffee. Very good. Okay. I only drink black coffee. I mostly drink black coffee. Like, yeah. So anyways, let's go to the love part. Now, it also seems like Jisoo wants to take a little bit of a rest in terms of the love department, it feels like, actually, it feels like there is a lot of hurt there, a lot of pain. That is what I'm feeling. I don't think that she and An Bo Hyun ended on a bad note, you know? I mean, and this may be because I'm biased because I love An Bo Hyun. He's such a cutie. I love that he's a boxer. I like watching sports as well. I love that he's a boxer, and he's basically all the green flags. Let's just say that. Like, he's the type of, if I were to bring home someone to meet the parents, he's the type of person I would bring home because he's like the perfect package, I would say. He's the perfect package to bring home to your parents. So he's that type of person. But it also seems like there was a lot of potential there, and it seems like she's mourning that relationship. Like, it feels like there were a lot of things that were unsaid. A lot of things still haunt her in her mind. It's all in her past. Like, she treats them as all in her past. However, it still does bother her. Like, it still is a source of sadness for her, I would say. Like, there are a lot of things that she's thinking about in terms of this relationship. Perhaps thoughts of, like, the typical thoughts that you would think when you break up with a person that had potential, who had potential, right? Like, if I did this, would it have been any different? If we spent more time together, if we talked more, if I said this, if I did that, would it have been different? So all of those things, they're still thinking about she's still thinking about it at the back of her head. There might be a lot of things, a lot of issues that she's dealing with in terms of relationships. Like, there might be a lot of realizations that she's had in terms of her relationship with An Bo Hyun. And she doesn't want that to move forward as well. But I don't know if she knows, but that's okay. So in our world, right, we manifest everything. Everything is manifested by us, whether we like it or not, from the day we're born up until the day we pass on to a different life, basically until the day we die. We manifest 24/7. We don't shut it off. It's not a switch that we can say, today I don't want to manifest, and turn it off. No. Every day we manifest, every minute, every second, every hour. We manifest 7 days a week. Yes, Jungkook. So that happens. Even when we're asleep, we manifest. And we manifest everything. So don't deny that you manifest the negative stuff that happens to you as well. So a lot of people ask, but what about this thing? Like, for example, I got into an accident. I didn't think that. I didn't manifest that. Yes, you didn't manifest that specifically, but what was the energy behind that led to that accident? Were you thinking that? Were you unsafe? In your subconscious, were you uncomfortable? And were you focusing on that subconsciously? Right? So it's all about the energy that you take on. It's all about what you feel, think, believe, focus on. Both consciously and subconsciously. You can manifest subconsciously and you can also manifest consciously. So in this scenario, what perhaps Jisoo doesn't know is, the more you focus on something, the more it'll manifest in your life. So she has to find a way to really get rid of these, and it feels like she's taking the time to do that, which is fine. Mourning it is part of the process, because that's actually the quickest way to get rid of something you don't want, to just let it have its time and let it fade away. You observe that it's there, you don't absorb it any more than you have, and then you just let it fade away. You just let it fizzle away on its own, and it'll be gone, like faster than the speed of light. All right? So for Jisoo, she is taking her time to mourn that. We don't know how long she'll take. It might be one day, it might be 3 days, it might be a month, it might be a year. She might not show it on the outside, or she might show it as well. But she really is thinking about certain things in her relationship, certain realizations which popped up in that relationship with An Bo Hyun. And she also sees a little bit of hope in it. Like, it's not all depressing for her. there is a glimmer of hope. As you can see over here, there's kind of like a little flower. It looks like a little purple flower. So there is a glimmer of hope for her, albeit it's very small, but it's there, right? So let's just give her the time and the space to do that, the time and the space to mourn that relationship and to think about the realizations that she's had, the time and space to rest for herself so that she could be at her best state, both for Blackpink and for herself in general and for Jisoo. And let's give her the space to prove herself to herself in her CEO position with her company. All right, so that's it for Jisoo of Blackpink's reading for 2024.